Hello, everyone. Today we are very happy to have Managing Director and Country CFO of a top global investment bank. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you for inviting me.
So, first question is what or how did you get your job and what were the prerequisites for the job?
I graduated with a bachelor and master degree in accounting and finance in Australia. I've then worked on my professional certificate and became a certified accountant. The accounting and finance background definitely helped me. I've worked for the same investment bank through my career, worked my way up to managing director and country CFO in about 15 years.
So, what is a day in the life like for you in the workplace?
I have the overall responsibility in finance. There are mainly 5 different areas that I focus on day to day. The first one is on the financial for the firm. We manage the financial and risk, deliver our financial statement, do our quarterly earnings, and this is something that you're probably familiar with. The second part is on business strategy. We do a lot of business plans and we look at executing those plans as well. The time when I was a country CFO, we were significantly expanding our business. So we were looking at a lot of what we should invest in. Should we buy the existing business or should we build it ourselves? So the third part is managing capital. How much do we need? Are we efficient in using our capital? What is our return on investment? When I was a CFO, we did a large capital repatriation, which saved about hundreds of millions of dollars for the firm on funding. The fourth part is on tax. We try to be as tax efficient as possible, meaning that we try to pay at least tax as possible, and we try to get tax incentive from the government as well. Last but not least, we also focus on treasury. The simple term for it was that we have to make sure we have enough money to operate our business day to day. So my day to day can be very different depending on what I need to focus on every day. So I would say, in general, about 1/3 of the time I spend on people, and about 2/3 of the time I spend on business. Where I spend on people, I do a lot of setting the direction for the team, hiring, recruiting, training, managing performance, and the 2/3 on business is what I just mentioned. I do have to travel quite a bit, as well for my job. I spend about 50 to 75% time on the road. And my day could be long. I have a lot of calls with US and Europe in the evenings as well. And overall, I say it was a very rewarding career. I learned a lot, and it was a well-paying job.
So, what was your personal career trajectory like before you were able to get into this very senior position?
I had a very interesting start in my career. When I graduated college, I had 2 offers. One was a permanent job offer from one of the big 4 accounting firms. And the other job offer was actually a temporary job offer from the investment bank. At that time, the investment bank couldn't hire me as a permanent staff because of cost cutting in the bank. They had to hire me as a temp. So I chose to join the bank at that time, even I was temporary staff, as I can see that this is where I know, where I'm going to spend my career on the long term. I worked my way up, starting from a temp to be an analyst, associate, work through all my way up to the officer level to become VP, executive director, and finally become managing director. The interesting thing about working in the bank was that I had a lot of opportunity to try new jobs, do different things, take on different challenges. I worked in more than 8 roles in my career and been in 6 different locations across the job. I was in Asia, in Europe, in US, and I was able to stay within the same firm to do all of this. And this is something that I believe that many of the jobs don't offer.
So, I guess in terms of some key aspects, what does it take to be successful in your position or career?
That's a great question. I would say there's 3 different key aspects in my mind. The first thing is hardworking. I have to say, always do your best. Be willing to put your time and effort into it and go above and beyond to deliver your job. Don't take it as a 9 to 5 job. You have to deliver your best. The second part I would say is leadership. So being able to lead the organization through all levels, you would be working with people who are junior in the organization, but also the very senior people in the organization. You need to be able to lead and influence the organization to deliver. Third thing I would say is take responsibility. So be responsible for what you do in your career, manage your career. If there is an opportunity laid out for you, be ready to take it. Don't expect everything to come to you. You have to be able to work on it and earn it.
So what qualities would you look for when you are hiring like an entry-level worker? So let's say someone who's fresh out of high school or fresh out of college and wants to get into the finance world.
Most people would think that it is the technical skills that is most important. But to be honest, this is really the first and small part of what I look for hiring a student into the organization. And to be honest, you need to make sure that your technical skill set is well laid out in your CV, because that is where we're going to look at and start considering you into your application. But once you get past that, the most important thing we look for in the interview is your potential and your soft skills. And most of the time, we actually do set out questions that we wanted to test to see if you have the following traits. I would say the most important one is commitment and hardworking. So whether you're willing to take what it takes to deliver the job. The second one is being confident and focused. Keep an eye-to-eye contact with your interviewer. That's very important. The third one is articulate and present well. So keep your answers short and punchy. Pause and ask if you need to provide further information. There's often time we would test you to see whether you can work well with the team across the firm to deliver a new project that you don't already have any idea on, and that will be totally new to you. What we wanted to see is whether you're able to learn fast, whether you're a problem solver, and whether you can work well with others and manage multiple deliverables at the same time. So these would be things that we will be looking for. But most importantly, I have to say, is have a genuine interest in the company and the position. Know what you're going into, know what the job would take, and know what is expected of you.
So what is one, I guess, big piece of advice, or the most important piece of advice you would give to kids such as myself who want to pursue this career?
I would say be prepared for the ride. Be ready and flexible. Don't worry about where you start, but have a plan to work through to get to where you wanted to get to. There are always going to be ups and downs in your career, and there will be things that you like to do or you don't like to do. So for things that I dislike, I try to do them best so that I can get out of it.
Thank you for your time and thank you for your advice. Have a great day.
Good luck and keep learning.